Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the Apple AirTags. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of my recent experiences with these. And that's because I think they're brilliant. Recently, I took a trip out of state. I went ahead and bought a pack of 4 of these. They're about $100. And we put one each on each bag, and we went ahead and tracked them. They were a lot of fun to track. First things first. So I had them, I was looking on my phone, and I would watch them as they went off in different parts of the airport. You know, I put them in my bag, I checked my bag in, and I could see the luggage making its way from where we dropped them off into the airplane eventually. And that was kind of cool. I was like, hey, this is great. This is a lot of fun. Nothing spectacular about that. I just made sure that our tags didn't end up, or our baggage didn't end up somewhere in, I don't know, Kathmandu or something. And I'm there, by the way, with a couple of friends. And we get to the destination, and I'm waiting for luggage to come out. Now, I had 2 checked bags. I had one for my regular stuff, and I had to take a couple of suits with me, so I had a garment bag for them. And I'm sitting there waiting, and they get all their bags, and I get one of my bags. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. And waiting. And I'm like, these bags aren't arriving. What's going on? Well, AirTags to the rescue. I decided to go ahead and check on the app. Turns out my bag was somewhere else in the airport. It seemed to be the same gate that we landed in, so that gave me a little bit of hope that it wasn't being shuffled off somewhere in the world, but it wasn't there. I waited for half an hour. Eventually, all the bags, you know, had gotten off, and they stopped the little carousel with the bags and everything. That's when like alarms went. I'm like, oh, antenna went up. There's an issue. And I went to the Southwest counter in that particular airport, and I talked to them. I'm like, hey guys, what's going on here? I can't find my bag. It's not here. And they're like, okay, you're going to have to file a report. We're going to have to go ahead and put a report for missing bag. Where are you staying? Where are you going? Blah, blah, blah. And they say, whoa, whoa, whoa. First of all, I put AirTags on them. And according to this, it's in the airport. It's somewhere here. In fact, it's close to this gate. Oh, wait a minute. Close to the gate. The lady perked up, and she's like, I do the same thing. I love these AirTags. Okay, good. And so she starts looking at it. She starts making calls. We still can't find the bag. Now, I know it's somewhere on the airport. At least the last time it responded. And at that point, it was like 6 minutes ago. It was still on gate C23. Okay. Can you look there? Somebody went out there. They looked. And there they were. There's my bag. And it turns out that my bag was left in a cart. It was stuck on the cart, I guess. It saved me from having to come back to the airport, pick up the bag, or have the bag shipped to me, or potentially losing my suits and losing my stuff. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's insured, whatever, but I don't have to deal with that. AirTags to the rescue. After they found it, within about 10 minutes, the bag was in my possession again. That was cool. That alone made this purchase worth it for me. That was for 4 tags. That was a $100 insurance policy that I'll be able to tell where most of my things are at. Now, I get it. They could have at any point taken it out of the bag, and guess what? You've just lost the bag, and you probably lost the AirTag too. Anybody can take it anytime. Sure, I get it. I get that. But assuming somebody isn't pilfering their stuff, it's a pretty cool idea to have, isn't it? What do I do with these tags now? First of all, I'm getting more because there's stuff in my house that I want to go ahead and tag with the AirTags. And, you know, this includes my luggage, my bicycle. I actually put this on my bike in case something happens. I even put it on my Apple TV remote, although I should probably get a case instead of doing what I tried to do. It didn't work very well, frankly. And I always hate losing it, you know, on the side of the couch or something. I still have the old remote. I haven't gotten the new one just yet. So how do AirTags work? First off, understand the AirTag is a tracking device. It also communicates with strangers' phones. So I'll talk about the implications of both of those in a bit. The way an AirTag normally works is that it's constantly sending out a signal to whatever Apple devices the AirTag is close to. Now, that means about 30 feet away in this case. If it's not on lost mode, all it'll do is that it'll use that device to report where it's at to its owner by using the Find My network. It hops on the phone's carrier signal and it reports to the AirTag's location. If you're wondering about how they're powered, there's a little battery inside. All you do is press twist, battery comes out. It's a CR2032 battery that you normally find in things like watches, and it'll last about a year. Let's assume that you lose something like, well, your luggage. First, to see where your stuff is at, launch the Find My app and tap Items. You'll see all your AirTags there, but not your computers or your AirPods. That's a different tab. If the AirTag is nearby, tap on its name and then tap Play Sound. In a few seconds, a sound will start playing. So let's try that. So you'll start hearing this. Now, this will be great for when you lose your keys or your wallet. It makes them easy to find. Now, if you lose the AirTag somewhere else that's not your house or somewhere you know, and you have no idea where it's at, you can set it to lost mode. You'll be asked for a name, a message, and a phone number, which will be shown to whoever finds it. When someone with an Apple device finds it, meaning that they get close enough to the AirTag to send a message to their Apple device, the AirTag will then let that user identify the lost item and say, hey, I found it. It'll then show them the name, the phone number, and the message of the AirTag's owner. Then the two parties can go ahead and meet and exchange whatever was lost. Now, if the AirTag is found by an Android user, the AirTag will send that Android user a secure URL once they put the AirTag next to their phone. That URL will show the message, the phone number, and the name for the person who lost the tag. As you can probably spot, there are a few security concerns with this. There are some people who are concerned that these could be used to track people, and being so small, it would be simple enough to plant somewhere inconspicuous like in a purse. Second, the message they're sending. If someone hacks a device, they can set it so that the URL it sends someone to is not an Apple secure URL, but instead literally anywhere else. A virus download, a site that hacks your phone's data, whatever. It's not a good place. This definitely disincentivizes wanting to help out anyone with these. Those are two very serious concerns, but neither of those are huge concerns that should determine whether you buy one of these or not. Ultimately, the bigger concern for most people is, do I want this device sending my location data to somewhere I may or may not trust? Now, for me, I generally trust Apple about as much as I would any other reputable company, so I'm okay with this. Besides, I have a smartphone, don't I? Don't you? On the whole, I find them useful. For my purposes, I like them. They saved my luggage. They saved part of my trip. And in the future, I plan to keep this with me in all my luggage whenever I travel. I plan to keep it with me in anything that I might potentially lose. With that, thank you very much for joining me. If you want to see more technology reviews or more just general opinion on stuff, first of all, follow me on Twitter because I tend to post a lot of stuff there. Then after that, go ahead and post in the comments below and tell me what you want to see. And I'd love to go ahead and produce videos that you will enjoy. That's what I'm here for. I'm partially an entertainer. So with that said, Apple AirTags, I highly recommend them if you have an Apple device. If you don't, maybe check out Tile or something, or consider jumping into the Apple ecosystem. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done. Thanks. Take care.